Alright, the final blacksmithing quest, level 70, is called The Final Face-Off, given to us by Brithael, a guildmaster in Limsa Lominsa. It involves, as far as I'm aware, a face-off between myself and Sekka to make a katana. My prediction, like, she's supposed to beat me in order for her father to take her on as an apprentice. My prediction is that we're gonna make equally perfect katanas, and that will be as good as beating me, because her father has a lot of respect for my blacksmithing skills. So, anyway, here we go. Kept you waiting, have I? Apologies. Seems I had myself one too many pints of ale last night. Don't worry, that's not going to keep me from traveling with you to the Far East. After all, Sekka and her father still owe us a few trade secrets, and I have to see that they uphold their end of the bargain. I can't shake the feeling that unless she wins, they'll try and weasel their way out of it. Well, I suppose that's just a bridge we'll have to cross when we come to it. For now, let's focus on making it to Kugane in time for the match. It's going to be a lot harder than it sounds. Me head's pounding and me stomach's churning. I don't think I've ever been so unenthused by the idea of leaving Eorzea for distant lands. I'm going to have to take a moment to recuperate, lass. So you go on ahead of me. I won't be too long, you have me word. We're gonna take the boat, because otherwise I can teleport there. I made it one of my favorite destinations, but it's still 526 to teleport. That's with reduced rates. But just take the boat. The Arcanist Guild's the closest. And you talk to this dude, East Aldenard Trading Company. As long as you've progressed far enough in the 60 through 70 storyline, which I don't think you have to progress very far to get this boat. I think you actually have to... Well, that's a good question. I think you have to do a certain story quest that probably involves the boat being available to us to even start the blacksmithing the blacksmithing quest, and some of the other crafting quests as well that involve Kugane. But here's Sekka, more or less at the docks to greet me. Welcome to Kugane, Mercy. We received notice earlier that Forge Master Brithael left shortly after you. I imagine he should be joining us soon. I feel like a totally different person to when I was last here, where before I would buckle under the pressure of my father's unwavering gaze. Lately I have not felt fazed by it in the slightest. Oh, but my apologies. I got off track again. Speaking of my father, he has asked that you meet him at Kokajia, Kokajia, where craftsmen from the poorest to the finest gather in Kugane. There, he will apprise you of the details of our upcoming match. I shall remain here to collect Forge Master Brithael. Oh, it's where the armor. Okay, cool. Same place as the armor stuff. Pier 1. There's always a ghost walking through that door. So here's Shinto, on his knees, as Far Eastern people sometimes are wont to do, hands in lap, doing his thing, who knows. Mercy, you have come. Very good. Now without any further ado, allow me to explain what it is I would have you do. You and Sekka are to each forge an uchi katana. These blades are to be shown to one of the greatest samurai families in Kugane. Their lord is interested in having my forge provide his retainers with a katana. Before he officially entrusts me with this task, however, he asks that I provide him with a sample. The two of you will be competing to see which of your uchi katana I would present before him. Oh, and one last thing, my daughter. She mentioned to me earlier that in exchange for studying at your guild, she promised to share with Master Brithael the techniques we employ here at my forge. Her skills have grown exceptionally under your care, and I have every intention of upholding that agreement. But should you give any less than your best in the contest, and I know full well what you are capable of, consider our deal broken. If you have any questions now would be the time to speak up. No? Excellent. In that case, I suggest you go and join Sekka at Pier 2. Your guildmaster will be arriving shortly. Yeah, like, I can't hold back. That's why I think our Uchigatana are going to be basically identical. Like, you couldn't tell who forged what. And not only identical, but, like, both fantastic, you know. Not identically bad. You know. Here's Sekka to continue with a cutscene. Back at the pier. Sorry, Mercy. Do you have a moment? There's something I want to ask you before your guildmaster arrives. You see, every time Forge Master Brithael comes near, my heart feels like it will explode and stop beating at the same time. Sometimes it is so painful, I can scarcely breathe. At first I saw him as a dull and uninspired man, but then, when he so courageously defended my dreams and refused to back down even in the face of my father's fury, I realized I had misjudged him. In that moment, something inside me shifted. Now, I cannot get his face out of my head, and I feel an inexplicable urge to be near him. I just do not understand. You supported me in my journey just the same, so why is it that I do not also feel this way about you? My options are because you're in love with him, or I don't have a clue. Do I want to be blunt about it, or do I want to feign ignorance? I don't know. I'm gonna feign ignorance. I don't have a clue. I expected as much. I suppose there's no way for you to know unless you could somehow see inside my head. I have a sneaking suspicion of what it might be, but never mind. It is far too absurd. But what am I doing? Now is not the time for me to be asking silly questions. I need to prepare for what is arguably the most important moment in my career. Perhaps once this competition is over, we can revisit this conversation. Brithael joins us. What's this? Me own personal welcoming committee come to escort me ashore? What's wrong, lass? You're red as a beet. What are you talking about? My face is not red. Even if it is only because I am so excited about my victory which looms on the horizon. Alright then. She nods, scowls. You will see, I am going to win. I have come a long way from when I first started. My travels to Eorzea, my studies at your guild, and the new tools the two of you made for me, they relit a fire in my soul. They reminded me of how much I love making katana. This competition is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me to seize my destiny. I will prove to Father that I am worthy of studying under him. She gives one bow to Brithael, leaves the cutscene. We watch her go. That girl is filled with an unrelenting passion for her craft, and she'll make a formidable opponent in the upcoming match. Has Shinto divulged any of the details to you yet? I explain what I know now. An Uchigatana to be presented to one of the samurai families, eh? It goes without saying that the first thing they'll be looking at is the sharpness of the blade. You'll also want a simple but elegant design for the hilt. But you already know that, didn't you? I always forget you've outgrown me advice. Now, I've brought with me all the materials you might need. Here. Once you're done, take the Uchigatana to the girl's father. Good luck, Mercy, and remember, if you need anything, I'll be here. Give me just a moment, if you will please. I thought someone was knocking at the door to this room, but apparently not. It's crazy. Okay, so pop here, Examination Uchigatana. We have the Uchigatana materials. Let's go. These aren't so bad. You can just, I start with a muscle memory because the quality needed is so, in my opinion, low. I've been doing like 2700 quality, so ain't no thing. However, 387 times 2 is 774. So we can't do a careful synth, but if I add 309 to 387, that's 687, 696. Yeah, so we can do that. Get us this basic synth, get us most of the way there. Easy peasy. Now, innovation rotation. We'll use a proc for precise if we get one. Otherwise, it's basic, standard. The new one is advanced. So 1, 2, 3 combo. Didn't get a proc, so we'll go back to a basic. I probably... Actually, I don't know if I would... I don't think I would have capped with a Biergots, but... Biergots will cap now, so let's do that. Yeah, I would definitely not have capped. And then make sure... Yeah, just a basic synth will do it. Okay, and then we take... teleport over to pier 1, I believe. Yep. Another ghost, gosh dang. Here's Shinto for the continuation of the quest. You have finished your Uchigatana. Hand over the HQ Examination Uchigatana crate. It looks like a crate, so I don't know why, but... Very good. Sekka is still working on hers, so I shall hold off on all critiques until she presents me with her blade. Cutscene. I imagine I might find a good spot to do a... Shinto is scowling at us, as usual. He approaches my blade. Picks it up by the hilt, the handle, whatever. Examines it. It's, ooh, it shimmers. Mercy, this is beautiful. The radiance of this blade alone might be enough to repel the tides of chaos. In addition to that, it is so sharp, it could cleave even a fine thread of hair in half. He places it back on the stand. The sheath and the hilt have been done to perfection. This blade is fit to be worn at the hip of a great samurai. Sekka looks a little bit worried. He turns to her. Walks over to her blade, scowling still. It's just his resting bitch face. Hers is a little bit less pretty, but still, you know, cool. And beside this brilliant Uchigatana is... What is this? Sekka, it seems you have decided not to take this competition seriously. To the contrary, I expended every last ounce of my skill and strength to create this. Please see for yourself. Take it into your hand and test it out. It's much more plain. He shakes his head, but he does so. Lifts it. Looks at it. By the Kami. Sekka, explain yourself. His eyes wide. Ooh, here we go. I'm gonna grab this really quick. It's beautiful. Beautiful little scene here. We were asked to make weapons for retainers, but not all of them can use weapons. Heavier blades may cut better, but they'd be useless in the hands of the untrained. These lighter substitutes, however, can be handled by even the clumsiest of servants. Even so, the reduced weight has come at the expense of the blade's overall quality. He thinks about it, places it back on the holder. While you are not wrong in assuming that a great majority of a lord's vassals are not adept at using katana, you were asked to forge a sample sword intended for one of his samurai. She's a little bit shocked. It does not take an expert to see that Mercy's blade is far superior to yours, not only in utility but also aesthetically. This is what I will be presenting to the samurai house. She looks down to the left, kind of like pained a bit. I will say, however, that taking a client's needs and physical limitations into consideration is a necessary part of our craft. Next time, be sure to consult me before jumping to your own conclusions. She looks to him a little bit shocked. Next time? So that means... Where before you were pounding your hammer in a single-minded desperation to gain my favor, now you are no longer blind. You have shown extraordinary progress as a swordsmith, and I believe you are finally ready to begin your studies under me. She turns to me. I smile and nod. She smiles back. Looks to Brithael. He gives like a fist in the air. Did you hear that, lass? Sounds to me your dreams are about to become a reality. Indeed, I owe that in large part to you. Thank you, Forgemaster Brithael. Without your guidance, I would not have been able to make it this far. You have been a great inspiration to me in more ways than you can imagine. She keeps looking at him. He's looking back at her, but... I spent this entire time trying to convince myself this strange pressure I felt in my chest was due to the competition. Now that I have been accepted as my father's apprentice, however, I can deny it no longer. He's still just looking at her. Forgemaster Brithael, I think I'm in love with you. He just kind of looks at her. She looks a little bit worried. He smiles. But, pardon me? She still looks worried. It's just this, like, camera spinning around him. She puts her hands in front of her face. It's kind of an awkward smile. Shinto looks to Brithael, who's looking back at him. He still doesn't understand, I think. Shinto just picks up the katana, looks at it again. Master Brithael, what exactly is the meaning of this? I thought my daughter was accepted into your guild that you might exchange blacksmithing techniques, not vows. He has the katana in his hand. His eyes glow red as he looks at Brithael. Katana raised in the air. Brithael starts to walk backwards very slowly. Shinto is glowing with his, like, dark red energy. My apologies, but something rather pressing just came up, and it requires my immediate attention. Mercy, I'll see you back at the guild. His eyes are wide. He runs, sprints. Sekka kind of puts her hand out after him, but he continues sprinting away. I had not realized he was so shy. It almost makes him even more endearing. Oh god. Shinto is still glowing with the red dark energy with the sword, the katana raised high, eyes still glowing red. I talk to Shinto to continue after the cutscene ends. Congratulations, Mercy. You have won the challenge. It seems there is a great deal we can learn from you and your guild. That reminds me, while Sekka herself is still not in a place to take on such responsibility, I have every intention of seeing that our end of the agreement she struck is upheld. We look forward to exchanging smithing techniques with your forge. My father is right. For now I must focus solely on improving my skills. The uchi katana I made for this competition was meant to be forged in the likeness of the lightweight short swords manufactured at your guild. It, however, turned out far inferior. I shall train unrelentingly. Perhaps one day, when I refine my skills to a point where I am worthy of being called a master swordsmith, I can then take on this duty, and thus reignite the romantic spark between me and Forgemaster Brithael. In the meantime, I shall keep my feelings for him sealed tightly away. I only hope that as the days and months go by, he will not forget my love. Thank you for everything, Mercy. You are a wonderful person and an even better blacksmith. I won't be forgetting you anytime soon. Yes, it is as my daughter says. You have won our respect and our gratitude. Had it not been for you, Sekka would not have grown as she has. That said, I suppose this is where we part ways. I am sure that Lecher of a Forge Master is anxious to have you back. Go, Dad, go. Let's boat. Let's boat back. Let's back boat. Take the boat back to the place where you belong and do. It's a Shiokaze. Ferry skipper. Lominsa, yes. 300. Highway robbery. 200 and something less, even with reduced rates. And a favored destination. Brithael, F Castle. Oh, I can't sprint and the jog is down. Nope. I can ninja though. A little bit of boost. Little bit of boost. Little bit of boost. Okay. And to Brithael for the turn in. Cutscene. My apologies for having to leave you so abruptly back there, but by the look on the old man's face, I reckoned I'd overstayed me welcome. That's why you could imagine me surprised when Randwolf walked in with a letter from that very same man. While the whole thing was, of course, peppered with subtle threats, he seemed to be just as enthusiastic about the idea of trading smithing techniques with our guild as I am. Oh, yeah, there's Randwolf. Sir, I've just received another missive for you. It says here it's from Sekka. I'm not sure what it's for, but it must be important. It's nearly the size and length of New Eorzean Geographic. We just talked about that in the Leatherworker quest, level 70. He shrugs and goes back. Brithael drops to his knees. And there I thought once I retired from sailing the seas, I'd be able to live out the rest of my days in peace. I shrug with a smile. 2,889,000 experience points. We get all 3 of the materia, control, control, craftsmanship, and CP. And thus ends the blacksmithing storyline. We hit level 71 off of that. Cool. Preparatory touch increases quality, 200% efficiency at the cost of double durability, so 20. If used with Waste Not 2, it does only cost 10. But it's 40 CP, which is less efficiency than like just your basic your touch rotation. Anywho, Brithael and I, for the last time, signing off. Hope you enjoyed. Guido says bye-bye too. But thank you for watching. Till next time.